Шановні журналісти, вітання.
Dear journalists, hello. We continue our working day. As usual at this time, we'll listen to Colonel Andriy Lysenko, who is the spokesperson of the presidential administration on the issues connected to the anti-terrorist operation. He'll talk about the situation in the east of Ukraine. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. Before I start the review of the events that happened yesterday in the anti-terrorist operation zone, I want to remind you that today we mark the Day of the Peacekeeper of Ukraine. Our guys have gone through several peacekeeping missions. They came back home healthy and alive, and now they are protecting the peace on the territory of Ukraine with arms in their hands. We are free, we are courageous, we will win. I have to tell you that the situation in the anti-terrorist operation zone continues to deteriorate. The enemy has sharply increased the intensity and density of fire on several parts of the front line. In Luhansk region, the enemy traditionally activized their actions in the second part of the day, in the afternoon, especially after the sunset. They have traditionally shelled our positions of Stanitsa Luhanska from mortars. Also, there were shellings of our positions from multiple rocket launchers Grad 2, and there were some provocations with small firearms fire in Shastia, Trehizbenka, Krymsky, and Zolotay. In the next sector, the situation remains the most complicated, and 80% of the facts of the violation of the regime of silence on the part of the illegal armed formations happens there. And the enemy is actively using heavy armaments, in particular high-caliber artillery and tanks, in Svetlodarsk agglomeration, on the northern suburbs of Horlivka and the western suburbs of Donetsk, and also the settlement Novhorodska. In particular, the enemy started to fire from small arms on our positions yesterday in the dawn, and then they started to use 152mm cannons, and the artillery barrage continued for almost the entire day. They also, as a result of such cynical provocations, the Ukrainian military have more than once retorted with fire. They also continue to shell our positions next to the Novhorodsky village, where there's a important railway station and chemical plant. They shelled and fired at our positions from small firearms, tanks, and cannons. In the vicinity of Donetsk airport, the combat action continues round the clock. The enemy snipers worked next to Krasnohorivka, and they also used tanks. In Mariupol sector, the situation was relatively calm. However, there were 3 short-lived provocations with the use of firearms in Mykolaiv, Talakivka, and Shirokina. Yesterday, 5 enemy drones flights were detected in the anti-terrorist operation zone, and as a result of combat action, because the intensity of shelling and the number of shelling has increased, and there were 100 shellings and firings last day, so we lost 8 Ukrainian military and another 16 were wounded. 5 Ukrainian military died while they were checking the reliability of minefields next to the Ukrainian-Russian border in Stanично-Luhansky district. There's a troubling information from the occupied territories of Donbass, where the economic crisis is deepening. The occupational administration announced the so-called nationalization of the Starobeshev electric station and gas pipelines in the east part of Donetsk region that's under control of the gunmen.
The occupants are planning to privatize all the assets of Ukrzaliznytsia and also to stop producing coal in the coal mines of Artemvugilya company in Horlivka. At the same time, the militants publicly recognize the facts of murder and robbing of Ukrainian companies on the occupied territory. In the latest report of the Special Monitoring Mission of OSCE, it is stated that the member of DNR band, who is permanently located on the checkpoint Novozovsky, openly recognized that every day 150 trucks are crossing the border in both directions. It is impossible to check what is inside, neither by Ukrainian bodyguards nor by representatives of international Red Cross Committee. Also, the militant confirmed that from the territory of Ukraine, the food products, the metal and metal processed products are being transported. We would like to remind that the occupied by militant checkpoints are officially closed. In accordance with the Cabinet of Ministers resolution, Ukrainian special services detained several dangerous militants. Security Service of Ukraine detained a minor member of DNR military group who was in Slavyane band and Vostok band. His stepfather, who is also member of Vostok band, encouraged him to become the member of this band. Here's the video with the information from this militant. I am 17 years old. I would like to request you, stepfather, to surrender your weapons, to come back home, because you are fighting not for money. All those who were with me, Russians and so on, also surrender your weapons. Don't get involved into this war. I'm sorry that I came here to fight. There's nothing for me to do there anymore. So I request, all of you, don't go there. Also, near Stanitsa Luganska, the informer of militants was detained, the one who was working at the thermal power plant in Shastia. During the May 2015, he was collecting information about movement numbers and types of equipment and weapons of the units of armed forces of Ukraine, and was transferring this information to one of the headquarters of the band Elena. During the search, several mobile phones and SIM cards were confiscated from him. Yesterday, Ukrainian law enforcement confiscated several batches of illegal weapons all over Ukraine. During patrolling Avdiivka, the militiamen confiscated 3 grenade launchers, more than 3,000 cartridges, and 27 grenades F1 with the fuses. The ammunition was found in a building which was half ruined. The persons of owners are being defined. At the same time, Ukrainian law enforcement are putting obstacles or do not prevent the weapons to be taken out of the zone of radio. At the checkpoint near Pavlograd, the traffic police stopped suspicious a vehicle without a number plate. During examining of the vehicle, the law enforcers discovered and confiscated Stechkin pistol, grenade launcher, RPG-22, 27 packages with cartridges, 17 loading cases to Kalashnikov machine gun. The driver was a man who was one of the militants of one of the voluntary battalions. Also, on the border between Donetsk and Dnipropetrovsk regions, there were 12 grenade Rogers RPG 18120 grenades and 50 grenades for under-barrel grenade launcher discovered. Thank you. Any questions to clarify information? If not, then thank you for information. Thank you all.